So we've launched the Find series, which is three 5G smartphones at varying price points to cater to all Aussies. I would say that the Pro is our flagship. It is the best screen to date on our device, and it caters to consumers that really want that cinema experience. I actually say it's a cinema experience in the palm of your hand. It
Mm.
has the safest, fastest charging technology as well, SuperVOOC 2.0. You can charge your phone from 0 to 100% in just 38 minutes. The best camera setup with a customized sensor, the latest video and photography capabilities. And then, as you just mentioned, Charlie, we have the Neo and the Lite. It utilizes many of the same features of the Pro, but have been configured in a way that meets the specific price point so that we can have varying products at different price points for the Aussie consumers.
When you look at the smartphone market in Australia at the moment, and also in other countries around the world, one of the innovators is Oppo. They've only been really a big brand for a few years now. They've been squirreling away for many years, though, making smartphones and all sorts of different smart technologies, trying to convince us to jump across to the Oppo brand. And they've actually been doing pretty well here in Australia, and they've got a new lineup of 5G handsets in the Find X2 range. There's three different handsets that are coming out, and they're doing some really, really clever stuff. I thought today we'd have a chat with Michael Tran. He's from Oppo. They're doing some really cool stuff here in Australia. Michael's now not just working in the Australian market, but in other markets around the world, helping the Oppo business to build and sell handsets in many, many countries. Good to have you on the show today, Michael. Thank you for your time.
Hey, Charlie, how are you?
Look, the business of selling smartphones, it's a challenging one, isn't it? Because there's a lot of different options around, a lot of different features. You put a product in market, a few months later, someone else is putting something out there that's just as good or better. But you guys have been improving your market share and your ranking, especially here in Australia. What's the number one success factor that you can point to that your team has been doing so well?
I think that the biggest success for us is really listening to consumers in Australia and listening to what they need in devices. For us as a brand, when we entered the market, we really wanted to bring devices that cater to everyone with our A series, which is pretty much our entry level device. Then we have that mid range price point, which is the Reno, and then the 5 series, which is our most premium offering of all devices in the market.
And you've been improving your rank though, haven't you? I mean, once upon a time there was really, and I hate to mention other brands here in front of you, but I will. There was Apple and Samsung, and then there was Huawei. But you've really moved up, and you've come into this
Yeah,
space, and you're selling
definitely.
quite affordable smartphones, but they are really, really specced up in features. But they're also the reviews of people, of customers, and you talk about listening to customers, but the reviews from
Mm.
customers are that after many, many months of using them, they're still having a good experience.
That's I think you nailed it on the head in terms of the experience. It's so important that when consumers buy our devices, that they feel comfortable using it straight away. I would say that we're known for our camera capabilities and also our fast charging with Bluetooth. It's making sure that our device is premium without the price tag. But at the moment with our brand, it's building that premiumness and making sure that we have products across all price points.
Mm. Talking about price points, you've got the Find X2 series. I've got two of the Pro models here in front of me. These are full 5G handsets that you're bringing into the Australian market right now. Can you tell me a little bit about this? Let's talk about the 5G aspect first, because I want to drill in there a bit. These are three different 5G smartphones, and you're getting down in price to under $750 for one of the Find X2 variants.
Yeah, for us, we're making premium 5G devices and making it future-proof for Aussies and affordable as well. We know that with 5G being rolled out across the country, consumers really want to get their hands on experiencing 5G, especially around the speed. And we can see that consumers are downloading a lot more video content, especially during now that we're in lockdown. people are streaming more content on their devices, and with our 5G capabilities, you'll be able to do it a lot faster and not have that lag experience.
The 5G handsets we've seen so far have been more expensive, though. I mean, we've seen 5G sort of bundled or become part of the package of the most premium smartphones. Apple doesn't have a 5G variant. You've had 5G handsets before, though. This isn't your first one. Talk to me about where the main sort of experience benefit is with 5G. You sort of hinted on video there and streaming. But are you hearing from customers other things that they're using 5G for too?
Yeah, definitely. Besides the streaming and watching content, listening to music, I would also say gaming as well. We know that gaming is going to be a big area for 5G with low latency. And with all those gamers out there, with the 5X series and our 5G devices, you're going to experience the ability to play games at the best of your capabilities, while at the same time not worry about the lag. I think with 5G, there's definitely going to be more use cases coming up in the future. So consumers will actually be able to benefit more from controlling their home from their devices, being able to do so many things from their phone. Yeah.
Interesting. You've got three different variants, which I touched on earlier. You've got the Find X, Find X 2 Pro, then the Neo, then the Lite. They're in different price points. $15.99 down to $7.49 for the Neo versus the Pro, and obviously, sorry, the Lite versus the Pro. The Neo sits in the middle at $9.99. Who is buying, or who would be buying which variant, and how do you decide which one? Because they're all 5G, but they're obviously got their own sort of special sauce for whatever which of the three devices they are.
So we've launched the Find series, which is 3 5G smartphones at varying price points to cater to all Aussies. I would say that the Pro is our flagship. It is the best screen to date on our device, and it caters to consumers that really want that cinema experience. I actually say it's a cinema experience in the palm of your hand. It has the safest, fastest charging technology as well, SuperVOOC 2.0. You can charge your phone from 0 to 100% in just 38 minutes. The best camera setup with a customized sensor, the latest video and photography capabilities. And then, as you just mentioned, Charlie, we have the Neo and the Lite. It utilizes many of the same features of the Pro, but have been configured in a way that meets the specific price point so that we can have varying products at different price points for the Aussie consumers.
5G versus 4G. I mean, you talk about 0 to 100% in 38 minutes for charging. And look, the first time I saw that technology, I think I was standing next to you in Barcelona when you did the demonstration, right? And it messed with my mind. The fact that the numbers of the level of the battery charge was just moving up like almost like seconds on a clock. It was that quick. Are we seeing this technology being required because battery consumption is faster, 5G versus 4G, or have you sorted that out?
That's the one thing that we know, that with 5G, it's going to use up more battery because consumers are downloading more content. And so with us, we're lucky enough that we've always worked and developed our charging capabilities so that you don't have to worry about the battery consumption. But with fast charging, with our fast charging, you don't ever have to worry about your phone being dead or running out of battery.
You talk about the Pro being the premium model, but even the Find X2 Lite, you've got features like Dolby Atmos audio. I've looked at it, I've seen the specs. I wouldn't class that one as sort of the cheap variant. You've still got some good stuff in there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, the Find X2 series, we've sort of wanted to offer something for everyone, regardless of the budget. So with the price point ranging from $749 to $1599, we're offering Aussies a choice of selections of flagship devices to suit their needs, whether it's a hero in the series of the Pro or the pocket-friendly Lite. Aussies always will be able to get that premium and feel from us and future-proof them for 5G devices.
You've you've also got some other cool stuff with this as well, right? And I want to understand the pricing, because quite often we'll see a price of a handset, and you go, oh, that's a good price. But then you find out later it's locked to a carrier, for example. I would assume that these are all unlocked pricing.
Yeah, definitely. They're all unlocked pricing. So you can buy the device and you'll be able to put the SIM card of your choice into the phone. As long as the carrier has the 5G capabilities, then you'll be able to use that device.
Yeah, so that obviously some resellers, MVNOs, and those kinds of guys who don't have access to the 5G network. The other thing I wanted to understand with this is, are you doing carrier deals as well? Are you working on that kind of thing? I know you're going to have the handset available at various retailers and online stores and those kinds of things, but are the carrier partners coming on board with this too, at now or in the future?
Yeah, well, they've all of them have come on board. So the likes of Telstra, Vodafone, and Optus, they've all come on board to support the Find series and have our product installed as from today. So consumers will be able to have the choice of going to their selected carrier and picking out the device that best suits them. I think that having our device available everywhere gives consumers the flexibility and choice to pick what's best for them.
You've done very well at offering, and I'll go back to this because I mentioned earlier, competitive prices but good quality handsets. This whole idea that you can get a 5G phone for $750 now, is that going to place pressure on either yourselves or other manufacturers trying to sell one at $1,500, do you think?
I think that with the technology as it evolves, the price points will definitely move. And for us at Oppo, we've always wanted to become a leader in 5G. In ourselves, we made an announcement last year that we will be spending over $6 billion in IoT and 5G development. And it's really for us to continue to grow in that space. And we know that there's so much opportunity of 5G, and we want to make it accessible to everyone. Hence why bringing different price points into the market is so important for the consumers, being able to give them choice.
The interesting thing now is whether you want a 5G handset or whether you don't, you can actually buy an outright unlocked $750 smartphone, premium features in the Find X2 Lite. You can put any Australian SIM in it. If it's not 5G, the plan isn't 5G compatible yet. They might be compatible in 12 months. But you can actually sort of future-proof that element now without actually having to overpay.
Yeah, correct. And I think as the networks become stronger, it's going to be better experience for the consumer. So if you buy the 5G device now, like you said, Charlie, it's future-proofing yourself.
All right. Look, to be honest, Michael, it's really quite a compelling opportunity for people who are looking for a new smartphone. No doubt it's going to place pressure on other vendors who are trying to sell upwardly $1,500 and more. But that's for them to worry about. I mean, you guys are sort of waging your battle between $750 and $1,600, depending on which Find X2 you want to go with. More details are on our website, and I should mention as well that Oppo is a sponsor of our website at the moment, but that's not why we're talking to Michael. We thought it's a very good discussion to have around affordable 5G phones with Find X2. Michael, thanks for your time. Best of luck with the developments in Australia, and congratulations on your success so far. We'll talk to you again soon.
Well, thanks, Charlie.